Hello? Yeah, this is Professor Suwak at the College of Southern Maryland. You want a video about the first two essays, definition argument and evaluation argument? You got it. Just a few thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. First of all, think about this. What do you have to offer in your essay? Part of the answer of that is going to be your own experience, right? You're not as novices in the composition world, we're not going to say something about climate change, just for example, that's never been said before, or something about affirmative action. We're not going to have this revolutionary take on it. So in this class, we are using our own experience as part of the evidence. If you've carefully read the directions for essays 1 and 2, as of spring 2026, those essays 1 and 2 are definition argument and evaluation argument. If you read those directions carefully, and you may have to read them several times, why wouldn't you? All you have to do in this class is write essays. Read it carefully, you'll see that your experience is included as evidence. It's part of the evidence. It's not the only evidence, right? So you're using your experience and then you're combining it with outside credible sources to make your claims and build your case, give your good reasons, give good hard evidence to support your good reasoning, and that's all you have to do. That's the gist of your essay, of course. So, for example, if you're writing an evaluation argument and you're evaluating the WashingtonPost.com site as a source for hard news, or WashingtonTimes.com as a source for hard news, what kind of evidence is your reader going to find credible? Not what the Washington Post has to say about the Washington Post. Not what the Washington Times has to say about the Washington Times, right? Of course, a business is going to say that their own business is the one that you should patronize. Of course, that's the case. Your readers are going to find convincing when you show them some of the writing from the Washington Post or some of the writing from the Washington Times. Show them. Don't just tell them that the writing is credible and interesting or lacks credibility, is overly biased, is overly emotional, whether good or bad. Don't just tell your reader that. Do tell your reader that, but don't just tell your reader that. Show your reader with some examples from actual recent articles that have been published in the Washington Post or the Washington Times. So again, that's your experience. That's your experience of reading one of these sources and bringing it to bear for your reader. Show your reader what you see. Now, of course, you're going to combine that with a credible outside source that gives an objective evaluation of the Washington Post or the Washington Times as well. And if you have any questions about what an objective source is, send that to me. Send me an email, Professor Suwak. I found this outside source that talks about the Washington Post or Washington Times or Wall Street Journal or Vox.com, whichever source you're choosing. Professor Suwak, I found this source, outside source. Is it credible? Do you think I should use this in your essay? Send it 5 or 6 days ahead of time in an email, and I'd be happy to respond to that. So again, definition argument. So we just talked about the evaluation argument, definition argument. In that essay as well, you're using some of your own experience as evidence, and you're also using some outside evidence. You're combining those pieces of evidence. So when you do that, you're creating something original, right? And that's what human beings want. Human beings want to hear from other human beings. You know what we don't want to hear from? AI. Human writing is actually increasing in value in the past 2 or 3 years, as we all have to deal with AI slop as we're dealing with that, when we see, oh, this is written by a human being, this is a human being's experience, that's actually gaining value. So in one sense, writing has never been more valuable. I mean, think about it. If you're on the internet, on Insta or whatever, and you see an IA generated image, you swipe. You're not interested in that immediately. But human generated images, human generated ideas, those are what's interesting to us because we're social animals, right? Human beings are social animals. We do care about other humans. We care about other human ideas. And so that's part of the case against AI, against using ChatGPT, even Grammarly or Gemini or I don't know, Copilot. There's probably 20 that I don't know of already. Your human voice is actually increasing in value. And think about in 5 years, your ability to write is going to stand out that much more because less diligent people are not going to be developing those skills. I mean, if you're in high school and college and you're not practicing writing, then you go out into the work world. I think you're going to be at a disadvantage. Those people who are using ChatGPT and Grammarly and Copilot in that way. I'm sure there are good uses for it, but certainly not. I don't think writing at this moment in 2026, that's not a good use for it. So definition, argument, read the directions carefully. Are you actually arguing about the definition, right? Some kind of phenomenon. Phenomenon doesn't mean a crazy thing that happened. Phenomenon means anything that can be observed. I just put my glasses on. That's a phenomenon. 2 cars just drove by. That's a phenomenon. I pretended a banana was a telephone. I was just pretending, right? That's a phenomenon. Anything you can observe is a phenomenon. So definition argument, is that phenomenon A or B? Some people are going to say it's A. Some people are going to say it's a B. Some people say that this military strike was within the parameters of the administration. Other people say, no, that was an extrajudicial strike outside the parameters of the legal construct of constitutional rights in American government. Is that thing a human being or is it an embryo? Please don't write about that issue, but just as an example, some people say, I don't know, it may be 4 months, it's an embryo. Other people say it's a human being. That's a definition argument, okay? If you're writing a definition argument, you're not proposing any kind of action. Save that for essay number 4, the proposal argument. As always, if you're unsure, send me a draft via email. Please send it ahead of time, 5 or 6 days, so that I have time to respond to students, give you my feedback, you can revise, and then submit the final draft. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Have a nice day.